Moscow accuses Ukraine of trying to undermine relations between Russia and Azerbaijan, Russian media write. According to the official representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova, the Kremlin allegedly has information about provocations being prepared by the SBU aimed at undermining ties between the two countries. According to Zakharova, the Ukrainian Special Service is allegedly planning to use the existing contradictions between Baku and Moscow to provoke inter-ethnic tensions. According to her, the goal of such a campaign is to incite hatred and spread fakes through Azerbaijani, Turkish and European media. Under the guise of news, it is allegedly planned to leak information about Russian aggression. The Russian side perceives such actions as part of a broad information war. According to the Russian Foreign Ministry, Ukraine, together with Western structures, seeks to use any conflicts and misunderstandings in the post-Soviet space to weaken Moscow's position in the region. It is noteworthy that the Kremlin has repeatedly accused Kyiv of information provocations, but now the Azerbaijani direction is coming to the fore. This is due to the aggravation of the dialogue between Russia and Azerbaijan on a number of foreign policy and domestic social issues. The Ukrainian authorities have not commented on Zakharova's statements. In turn, official Baku has previously made a number of statements in support of Kyiv in the context of the Russian-Ukrainian war, including through President Aliyev, who advised Ukrainians never to give up. In addition, in recent weeks, Russia has intensified its hunt for representatives of the Azerbaijani community. In response, Baku has carried out a number of detentions of Russian citizens. The above-mentioned words of Zakharova may indicate growing anxiety and even panic in official Moscow. Russia, suffering huge losses at the front in Ukraine, as well as colossal economic losses, is clearly afraid of the alliance between Baku and Kyiv, and against this background is spreading fakes. Let us recall that Azerbaijan handed over to Moscow evidence of torture of its citizens. The criminal case initiated by the Prosecutor General's Office of Azerbaijan confirmed the deaths of Azerbaijanis as a result of torture and brutal beatings. All investigation materials have already been sent to the Investigative Committee of the Russian Federation for further investigation. Russian Z-blogger, Angry Patriot, Maxim Kalashnikov began to suspect that the war against Ukraine is destroying the Russian Federation. He stated that aggression has resulted in a geopolitical and economic defeat for Russia itself. In his post, Kalashnikov called the situation catastrophic. Friend Trump is finally kicking Russia out of the EU gas, oil and nuclear fuel markets. Well, cunning planners, who are you against the business-like Yankee? Kalashnikov wrote, addressing the Russian authorities. In his opinion, the United States is taking over Russia's traditional export niches in Europe, while at home the country's dependence on China is growing. The Russian Federation's external markets are going to the US. The internal ones are falling into the clutches of Beijing. And you fight in the style of the First World War. For years, noted the Z-Patriot. He also recalled statements by Kremlin experts who convinced Russians of the benefits of a protracted conflict. I remember the Onolitegi Lickers assured us that a quick victory was not beneficial to us, that grinding would allow the Russian Federation to profitably restructure global economic relations. Now it is clear who benefits, he concluded. Kalashnikov's post was a vivid example of the growing disillusionment even among the Kremlin's staunchest supporters. His words confirm that the war Moscow started not only failed to strengthen Russia's position in the world, but also accelerated its isolation, increased economic dependence on China, and freed up markets for other players. It is now obvious that the focus on aggression has turned into a strategic dead end. Earlier, Kalashnikov voiced a clear indicator that the Russian economy is heading into the abyss. According to the analytical agency Autostat, in the first 6 months of 2025, only 22,013 new trucks weighing more than 16 tons were sold in the Russian Federation. This is more than half the figures for the same period last year. The market has fallen by 2.3 times. These figures are directly related to the slowdown of the Russian economy and the decline in activity of key consumers. Companies that previously purchased heavy equipment in bulk for construction, logistics, or industry are now refusing to renew their vehicle fleets due to uncertainty, sanctions, and the government's huge spending on the war with Ukraine. Interestingly, even the market leader, KAMAZ, was unable to maintain last year's results. Although the company's share grew by 13 percentage points and reached 29%, in absolute figures, sales fell by 21%. In 6 months, only 6,419 trucks of this brand were sold. This does not indicate an increase in popularity, but a deeper decline in sales among other manufacturers. Recently, the Russian Federation stated that the country is capable of fighting for years, but Kalashnikov doubts this. The associate of terrorist Girkin considers the dismal statistics on trucks to be one of the clear indications that Russia's economy is heading for the abyss.
A 67-year-old man was reported killed in a Russian strike on a civilian enterprise in the village of Vasishchev in Kharkiv region. According to Associated Press, medical assistance was provided to 4 more other wounded on the scene, 3 of whom were hospitalized in moderate condition. Firefighters tried to contain the flames at the heavily damaged building, while forensic specialists analyzed remains. Russia's relentless strikes on civilian areas killed at least 27 people overnight across the country, officials said Tuesday. U.S. President Donald Trump also said Tuesday he is giving Russian President Vladimir Putin 10 days to stop the killing in Ukraine after 3 years of war, moving up a 50-day deadline he had given the Russian leader 2 weeks ago. The move meant Trump wants peace efforts to make progress by August 8. Trump has repeatedly rebuked Putin for talking about ending the war but continuing to bombard Ukrainian civilians. But the Kremlin hasn't changed its tactics.